Start here to the new week ahead of us. Happy Monday, everyone. Wave meteorologist Brian Good with you. Welcome to Snow Talk Weather Blog today, where we have a chance to talk about our upcoming snow chances, which this has really been a weird winter, guys, and certainly one that I certainly will admit did not go as planned as we had hoped it would for snow lovers. But December got off to a wild, wicked, and certainly one for the books when we jumped to that really cold snap that we had around Christmas. And then other than that event, I really don't think anything stands out in my mind that has happened since then. It's been very, very tame. It's been all about the record warmth, right? And the wind that we've had. That's the bigger headline than snow has been the wind this winter season. Looking ahead, I know that we got to taste that warm weather. Yes, we got the cold weather back in play, and it's going to get colder than what we've got out there now. So get ready for that. But there's not much in the way of warm air showing up in the extended, not for a while. So I know for a lot of us, it was tough to get back in the swing of things here of winter thinking, but that's the way the game plan is looking for the rest of the month of March. We'll get into all the details on that. As always, you can comment and let me know if you see any type of snow today, because your reports are actually going to be helpful for us, especially for this afternoon. We'll be talking about what to expect here in just a second. Let's get right to the snowboard. We'll start there, and we'll take a look at our chances, which are not very promising when it comes to anything that you're thinking as far as an accumulating snow. It's spotty snow showers today. It's more of an issue of visibility than anything with the ones moving in this afternoon, and they're going to be delayed. So for the next, I would say 4 to 6 hours, something in that range, I would not expect much to be happening. All right, it's all late afternoon today into tonight. And then we get into another colder setup for next weekend. Yeah, another weekend where we got to deal with cold weather. There's not much warmth at all to talk about. In fact, there's some indication that we may be colder this weekend than we will be for the cold blast that's on our way the next 36 hours. All right, so Let's do this one step at a time. We'll begin with the current setup outside, which is featuring that overcast look. We had a few hints of sun this morning right at sunrise, but it faded away fairly quick. Now, what that did allow is for our thermometer to drop right at that moment of sunrise, a critical time period. So we did drop quickly into the lower 30s, even upper 20s. Now that the overcast sky is going to rule from here on out for the day, that cold air is trapped. It doesn't have a chance to warm up at all. We need sun rays to get on the other side of that 40-degree mark, and I just don't see many of you making it. I think a lot of you will stay on the very much on the colder side, which is what leads to the idea of snow for later on for this afternoon. Early morning snow showers. This is the leading edge of the mini cold front, if you want to call it that came through this morning. It didn't really get enough moisture until it got to the Kentucky side of the Ohio. And then at that point, we didn't see the drop just yet. So we really didn't have too many reports of snow. More of a sleet issue was showing up with that as it moved on by. But that's moving out of here. That's not the game player today. Cloud cover, if you look carefully now, as the sun comes up, we don't see an image until the clouds are lit up. But you can see the sun is coming out for those of you in Marion County. Where's Glenda? Is Glenda in here? Is she down in Bardstown? If Glenda's not here, I'm going to be upset. She's always here. Glenda, where are you? Oh, thank you, Jim, for that report. Marion County had sleet about 8 o'clock this morning. So about an hour, 2 hours ago, actually, you had some sleet there. So, yeah, that was a little wave that moved through. You're getting a little bit of sun now, Jim. So the thing is, that's not going to last. This cold shield will move in, as I always like to call it. It's like the spaceship from Independence Day to move right into the sky above you and take over for the rest of the day. This is part, though, of a low that is digging across areas of Chicago, around Gary, Indiana, and is moving toward Kokomo and then eventually toward Dayton. Now, the path of that low is going to keep the majority of the heaviest of snow showers on its northern side. That'll be tracking through upstate areas of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. However, because of its spin being counter clockwise, with its flow, there will be a few spiral bands. And if I had to draw it, it would be something like right here's the middle, and there's the band that goes around it in this direction. And these will continue to drop to the south and east. Now, as that low tracks to roughly right here, once we get to about, say, southern Ohio near Cincinnati, there is going to be a little tail or a little spoke that is going to form on the back side of that spin. One of those tails, if not more than one, that same thing, could end up producing that heavier snow shower activity that may drop down across Indiana and I-64 as we head into this afternoon, into the evening hours. Because of the kick that this low has got, there is a chance to produce what we call snow showers or even snow squalls that can form, which a snow squall is just a very intense snow shower. Typically in January, they could really cause a big problem on travel with slick roads. You can pick up a quick inch of snowfall out of those. And you reduce the visibility. No one can see anything in front of you. And then you drive a quarter of a mile and you're out of it and you're back into, even in some cases, sunshine. So snow squalls can be very dangerous in the sense that they are very sneaky. That's usually in January. In March, they're battling a higher sun angle, so they have a lot of work against them on impact when it comes to the icy road scenario or snow accumulation. There is a chance some of you could get some accumulating snow out of this, but I'm talking about, a tenth of an inch, and on grassy areas or rooftop, maybe on top of the car, but the roads will be fine. I still think the bigger issue is not that, even though that will get the most attention today. The bigger issue is going to be the visibility drops that will happen as that moves through. So just be aware of that, especially for the evening commute. There could be a few spotty, heavier snow showers. For snow lovers, you'll get excited because it'll look like a snow globe in a few spots. Unfortunately, these are not widespread. They're very localized. So once they form on the radar, we'll have a really good idea of who's next in line to get them because they do join together. So it's easy to track them. But when they first pop, it's a little difficult to time them out. So stay with us on the Wave Weather app. We'll keep you updated if there's anything that shows up that's a little intense as it moves through. This will eventually connect to a low that is off the mid-Atlantic coast now, becoming the bigger story that will make national news and already has been to an extent. This is going to produce several feet of snow into New York, the Hudson Valley area, all the way to Vermont and New Hampshire. They have not had a ton of snow this year, so they are excited that they're going to get something big, I'm sure. But that's going to be the bigger story with that low as it moves by. Once it leaves us, by the way, the big issue too for us is going to be what is behind it, and that is the unpleasant part of this forecast. It's the cold and dry. Frost and freeze warnings are out and watches across the deep south. Why are they there? Yet will be colder here. The reason for that is the University of Kentucky Ag Department. They work with the Weather Service on determining if the growing season has begun or ended in the spring and fall season. Once that's determined, then they issue alerts like this for frost and freeze to make sure farmers are especially aware of what impacts there could be to their crops. They have determined so far, based on their data, that the growing season has not yet begun in a widespread fashion enough that there is a huge danger right now to crops. So there's no alerts for Kentucky, even though we'll be colder than what areas there on the map show. A little more of an issue down across areas of Georgia and Tennessee, Mississippi, and the Carolinas. And that makes sense, right? I mean, it's a warmer climate. So yeah, they're going to start a little earlier than we will. And they have more sensitive crops too that they need to protect, especially when it comes to getting a little further down in the deep south to get into the citrus crops. You don't want to deal with that. So we'll keep an eye on this, but if there's a change in that thinking and they determine that, actually we think there will be some danger to crops, you will see alerts get issued on this as early as today. But right now we're thinking that's not going to be the case. But I still don't want you, because we're not under a freeze warning, thinking that we're not going to get the freeze. We will. In some cases, it'll be colder than we've been really since early February, late January. So it's been a while. All right, here are the snow showers moving in this afternoon. Again, I think we're fine to about 4, maybe 5 o'clock. Then they'll begin to pop on the radar. And again, these are the ones you got to watch just for the darker blues that can enhance some of that visibility issue or drop the visibility issue to enhance the snowfall rates in the area. They do fade out tonight. Now, the thing is, some of the high-res models are really slow with this fading out. They're trying to even drag some of these snow showers all the way through lunch tomorrow. So that would help us on getting from getting too cold tonight. That's the plus side. The downside is it would keep the snow shower potential going all the way through the morning commute tomorrow. And that's something we'll just have to track as we head through the next 12 to 24 hours. But stay tuned. There could be some adjustments on the snow shower potential as we get a little closer in time. Then the skies will clear. And once the skies do clear, that's when we'll end up facing more of an issue of a hard freeze coming our way. All right, let me get into the setup as we head into this upcoming weekend. And then I'll come back to some of these other maps here. First off, we are expecting a windy, warm scenario as we head into your Wednesday. Temperature is going to skyrocket after a very cold start Wednesday morning. That's the coldest morning in the entire week will be Wednesday morning. The wind will ramp up. It's going to get warm. A big jump in temperature is expected by Wednesday afternoon. And then we get into Thursday. That looks to be the warmest day of the week in the 60s. I would soak it up the best you can because I don't see anything like that for a while. So, and it's not going to be a pretty 60s degree day. I'm talking about an overcast 60s degree day. I mean, it's something. It's something, right? Hopefully no one is going to complain too much, but it's the only day we got. Once we get into Thursday night into Friday, a wave of rain will move through. The good news is with it being in a late night timing and just the angle of the system altogether, this is a type of rainfall that's not going to have much in the way of thunderstorm action. There could be a rumble of thunder, but we're not concerned about severe weather. That's good. This will have, and please don't type anything in the chat. This will have a wind with it. Now, not the kind of wind we had on the March event of March 3rd, but it will have some gusty winds over 30 to maybe 40 miles per hour. So it's going to be windy. That means temperatures on Friday will actually fall. You likely will wake up with 50s. On your thermometer when you get up on Friday morning. But by lunch on Friday, we should begin the drop into the 40s. That will set the stage for a cold weekend. It's a low pressure. It's going to be spinning over the Great Lakes. Now, here's the thing. There will be sunshine on the southern part of this. It will be windy in all areas, but there will be sunny skies south of it. But if you're in that zone of the influence of the low, you'll be under an overcast. You'll be under snow showers and flurries. Right now, we're thinking the viewing area may be split. If you're in Indiana, you may still be in the cloudy snow shower zone. But if you're south of that, say Scottsburg to north of Vernon line, you may be into sunshine. So there's a chance we could have a sunny weekend, but it will be cold. And again, if the wind relaxes enough, it could be colder at night this weekend that we'll have for this wave coming in, especially Tuesday night of this week. So, and I'm talking about upper teens could be felt this weekend. So if you have outdoor plans this weekend, I know we're into March. It's St. Patrick's, right, on Friday. So some of you may be wanting to go out again. and celebrate. There will be some really cold air to talk about this weekend. So keep that in mind for your green outfits. All right. After that leaves us, we get into an interesting scenario where there's another low that wants to move in across the south. It wants to try to move in fast enough to take advantage of what is left over. I always like to call this the stale cold air that is left over from the weekend will be lingering. You see that white line? That's the freezing line. It just kind of lingers in the Ohio Valley. Cold air is slow to erode away. It's slow in movement. It's heavy. So it's like the last thing to leave town. So models rarely capture this great. So that's something we'll watch, because if there is a southern wave sneaking in here, especially if it's a morning timing, say next Tuesday or Wednesday, this could be something a little more on the wintry side. Could be. But I'll just table that for now, and we'll look at it later. I have been looking over some of the other ensembles, especially from the GFS. That's what you're looking at there. I know there's a lot of pretty squares and colors. Each one of those little squares, though, is a model's idea of the GFS of where that low may form early next week. So about a week from today. And you can see there's not too many of them that are showing. I mean, they're showing some signs of it. This one's a little aggressive on the snow part. So there's only a few hints of it. So there's not enough yet. This one's really aggressive as well. There's not enough yet to really jump on it, but that's something we'll watch as agreement in the overall data trends. All right. There you go. Oh, you're going to ask, I'm sure, when are we going to warm up? Well, it may be April 10th is staying out to me as not only when we get a warm surge of air, but I am seeing our thunderstorm risk getting back into that discussion again around April 10th. And that may kick off a very active pattern of stormy weather as we continue on through April. If the trends are holding, that's what I'm seeing right now. And again, April 10th, I mean, it's the 13th of March. That's nearly a month away. So what I'm basically saying is the next few weeks, it's more about colder than normal than it will be about warmer than normal. All right, there you go. What'd you say, Todd? I've issued a frost and freeze warning for my face and fingers. I totally understand. I don't know if you guys are the same way. My fingers, like, my mom's the exact same as me, but when we get outside, it could be a 40-degree day, but my hands will just turn white. I'm sure it's a poor circulation issue, which doesn't surprise me. But man, that's the worst, isn't it? You're trying to do stuff outside and your hands are just locked up and frozen. And I have big ears. So my ears, like, yeah, they'll actually ache. They get so cold. You're welcome, Johnny. Anytime. Good morning, Patricia. Hope you're doing well. And Kat, yes, at least it's not Northern California and 8 feet of snow. California has been one heck of a story over the past 30 days. That is something that's going to be looked at for quite some time because of what's happening there with the record amount of rainfall and snowfall. The good news is, I'm hoping it's good news, and it should be, is we won't have as much of a fire issue this summer. I hope that's the case. But droughts can erase a lot of this quickly. So let's hope it's good news for California. And they've had a lot of a water crisis for a while. So I'm trying to think of the positive side to everything that's happening out there. But yeah, what a mess. All right, guys, I'm going to end it for now. You guys are awesome. Have a good rest of the day. Try to stay warm the best you can. And I'll be back on midday with an update on the snow shower machine and snow globe coming our way later this afternoon. Take care, guys.